Hey Libra, welcome to 3 Rabbit Tarot. Thank you so much for joining us for your weekly reading for the week of February 14th to the 21st. We're going to be pulling a bunch of cards here to get an idea of your general energies for this week, as well as any challenges that you'll be facing, and then a little bit of advice on how to overcome those challenges. And this week, we finally have our rabbits joining us. So right behind me right now is Zanini joining us for this reading. So we're going to pull one card here to get an idea of your general energy for this week. And going into this week, Libra, we have the Ace of Wands card. So definitely a pretty positive energy to be starting this week on. I know that last week your reading was more about taking control of a situation. Here with the Ace of Wands, it kind of shows me that you're coming into a position where you're able to be like a little bit more assertive. It's like kind of like the start of something new for you. So I see like a little bit of assertiveness for you. Also here is your challenge card though, we have the World card. So I think maybe you're just carrying something from the past right now. Like you have this willingness and like this creative energy to start something new, but maybe it's just, I don't know, maybe you're carrying things from the past right now, especially with the World card here with the rabbit holding a wand actually, which is pretty appropriate for your Ace of Wands energy. I think that you're in a kind of like in this territory right now where you're kind of being forced to start something new. So if there are new relationships that are people are kind of opening themselves up to you, like new friendships, new relationship opportunities. I think that you're ready and like willing to start those relationships, but at the same time, this is kind of almost telling you that you failed something in the past that you should have completed. You know, because like sometimes we go through like these weird life stages where we have certain challenges that we're supposed to overcome and to face, and you know sometimes we don't completely. This is not very positive here, I'd say, Libra. Here in your recent past, we have the Eight of Swords card. So it's definitely you just really kind of being oppressed by a situation that you might have put yourself into, but you also have the ability to get yourself out of that situation, Libra. So, I mean, you have that ability to step out of the situation. I can see that you have like this energy and willingness to move forward on something new, but I don't know, just something here isn't quite manifesting. There's still something from your past that's kind of haunting you here, Libra. In your coming future here, we have the Nine of Swords card. The Nine of Swords card here is just a lot of like sleepless nights, being up at night, kind of worried, and a lot of anxiety here. And I see like this, I don't know, this energy here of you wanting to move forward. I think that there's a new relationship coming in for you, especially for Valentine's Day is coming up. And I think that this week right now, I mean, maybe you're kind of reevaluating relationships that you're in. When we were talking about last week how you should be cutting toxic people out of your life, maybe it's because you got away from family who weren't treating you properly, or they weren't respecting, your just like the interests you have, or they weren't respecting your identity. And now you're in a situation where you feel a little bit more confident and you want to move forward on this new relationship with somebody who's more supportive. But I think that a lot of like your past issues with family are kind of like holding you back and kind of keeping you up at night. And that's something that you're gonna have to carry for a while, Libra. This is not something that's gonna resolve itself within a week. You know, this is something that's gonna take you a while to really find a resolution for yourself. But you do have that willingness to move forward, which is positive to see. There's another Wands card here popping up in your area of above with the King of Wands card. So again, this is really telling me, Libra, that you're in a position right now where you have like this willingness to really engage with this new relationship. This really fiery energy is coming up in the middle of the reading here. And then also in your area below, perfectly, we have the Four of Wands card. This is you, in your subconscious, you want to build up a new relationship and a new foundation with somebody who you love and cherish. So here in like the middle, there's a lot of like, I say right now in this reading, the middle of the reading is you and what you want, and your expectations, your energy, and also your power. And you're being flanked on both sides here by this, I don't know, like this negative past that you had. There's something that you escaped, and I think it might be like a toxic, unsupportive family or friend group that you were in. Now that you're out of that situation, now you're ready to move forward on a new relationship. So let's see where that goes for you, Libra. Here in your area of advice, we have the Ten of Pentacles card. So definitely a card of just, I don't know, almost building like a new family. Like on the Pentacles card, the Ten of Pentacles card here, we have them in this situation. It's kind of like the Ten of Cups card where it's like, you have like the happy family all together and stuff. This is like more about security though. I think that you're moving into a position really where you're able to kind of like choose your friends. If you got out of like a really toxic household with people who weren't accepting of who you are, I think that right now you're in a position where you're able to build up a new family for yourself. So, I mean, this doesn't have to just be a love reading with you, like having like a new person coming into your life. It can also be new friends coming into your life right now, and you building up a secure family with them instead. Here in your area of external influences, we have the Two of Wands card, and this is you really being on firm ground right now, Libra, and really, I mean, the world is at your fingertips right now, Libra. Even though there's a lot of pain here kind of flanking you, I think that this is just this energy from like a toxic family that you left behind, or from a toxic friend group that you left behind. But this is largely hopeful, though. I think that you have like the firm foundation and an understanding of who you are, what your identity is, and what you expect of other people too. And I think that that's a really positive place to be building up new friendships and new relationships, Libra. So I wouldn't be too worried about this. Here in your hopes and fears, you have the King of Cups card. So I think that you're just worried about navigating a new relationship. You're worried about, in the area of like hopes and fears here with the King of Cups, it's like you... Here in your area of hopes and fears, we have the King of Cups card. So I can see you as being in a position right now where you're just feeling a little bit worried about being up to task. Like, let's say you have these new people coming into your life. You have like these new potential friends and potential relationships, and you're kind of worried if like those things from your past are going to end up haunting you. Like, sometimes having a negative family that we grow up with can normalize weird patterns of abuse, right? So we think that it's completely, it's like totally normal that they're abusive in this way. And then we carry that into new relationships, Libra. And I think that right now you're in a position right now, you're like, okay, did I exercise all that negativity that haunted me in the past? And I'd say here with the World card as your challenge, that you might not have completely exercised everything that's been haunting you from like your childhood, or even like this friend group that you might have abandoned here. So there's still some leftover patterns of abuse that you could accidentally carry into new relationships. And this doesn't mean that like you're going to be an abusive person towards other people, but it means that you're kind of like, I don't know, you have like, maybe your expectations aren't completely clear, or as clear as you think that they are. Like maybe you feel like you got over a lot of things, but you didn't quite sort everything out. So I'd kind of go back right now and take a little bit of time for yourself to really focus on like, I don't know, just find some weird self-help stuff right now. It's to kind of sort through this toxic past that you might have here, Libra. And here in your outcome, though, we have the Three of Swords card. So definitely a little bit of heartbreak going into this week. And a little bit of heartbreak, I think, is just stemming from not like new people breaking up with you or something. I think that this heartbreak here is just having to like kind of turn back. Like you think that you've made steps towards progress out of an abusive environment, but at the same time, you kind of need to reconcile that you might still be holding on to things from the past right now, Libra. So, I mean, it's a pretty hopeful reading here. I think that you have a strong energy. There's a lot of strong potential here, Libra, and you're really willing to walk into new relationships, which is positive to see, because sometimes when people get burned, they just shut everybody out. And I don't see a Libra here who is doing that. So this is a positive reading, but I just kind of like really reinvestigate your past a little bit more, Libra. Libra, here at the end of the reading, we're going to be pulling 3 cards for 3 yes, no, or maybe questions. So if you want to pause the video and think of those 3 questions, we're going to pull 1. Oh, this is upside down. 2 and 3. So here for your first card, I have a yes. For your second question, I have a yes. And for your last question, I have a no, Libra. So Libra, thank you so much for joining us at 3 Rabbit Tarot. If this reading resonated with you, please check out your sun, moon, and rising as well. We'll also be posting additional content on Instagram. And then next week, we're going to do kind of like a double reading, like a bonus reading for all the signs. So thank you so much for joining us, Libra, and we'll see you next week.